I could hear it already. You just couldn't leave well enough alone, could you, girl? No, I couldn't.
This is where our hearts can rest. In every moment we are blessed. Through the trials and the tests, this simple life is the best. On the 41.36.
So friends, I've been thinking, and you know that's where the trouble starts, right? We've got a beautiful day today. We've got lots more rain on the agenda, and it won't take me very long. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna do it. So here's my plan, all right? Hear me out. On the last video, I went ahead and I painted all of this with Gary and the kids' help, and we got this whole backyard kind of made over a little bit, putting lipstick on the pig, and making the unfinished area feel a bit more finished. And you know, while I was editing the video, and as the comments started coming in, the light bulb went off. There were some comments, and it brought up a really good point on maybe we should paint this top cap to the kickers, and also this top cap over here on the pillars, and make it match the blue color of the door. Cause man, the door looks so good, guys. It looks so good. Look at it. I love it. But you guys brought up a good point that maybe I should do blue on the top caps and then also blue on the kicker caps, and just the caps though, just the caps. And see how that looks, and maybe it will tie everything in together more. And I really like the way that that sounds. And believe it or not, I still have a whole lot more of this tan paint. So if I hate it, I can always paint it again, right? So yeah, so I think I'm gonna get into some of that today. Why not, right? Oh yeah. Yes, friends, yes. We're just gonna go ahead and start going for it, I suppose. All right, ready or not, here we go. Let's see what this looks like. Let's start by just doing this side. Ooh. Man, I love this color. There were some people that were wondering on the color's name, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture up on the screen right now. That's the color that we ended up getting, and we got this in semi-gloss at Home Depot. It's just Behr paint, exterior paint. Ooh, that looks pretty. What I want to do is I want to get just one of these kind of painted and good to go, so that way I could step back and then use my imagination on what I think it's going to look like for the rest of them. We'll see. I definitely like the pops of color though. You know, these colors do remind me a lot of the Southwest, which is where we spent the majority of our lives, living in Las Vegas and, you know, Arizona and stuff like that. So it kind of brings a little bit of the past into our future in a way. And I just really like it. So we'll see what this looks like. If you guys were giving me some good advice or not, I don't know. I kind of like it so far though, to be honest with you. Gives it a little something something. We'll see. I'm always amazed at what a big difference paint can do. Because it's so simple, you know? It's just paint. Magic. Alright, before I go nuts, I'm gonna back up, I'm gonna take a look at this, and we'll see if I should continue moving forward. Let's find out. Y'all, you're right. Holy moly. Oh my goodness, that is gonna look freaking amazing. That's a really great idea. Thank you guys for giving me that idea, because now it's going down. We'll see if I can get this done before Gary and the kids come home from the store. It's not a whole lot to do, but guys, it makes such a huge difference. I am gonna be a little bit of a stinker, and you guys are gonna have to wait until I'm done with it all for the away view. But I'm gonna let you guys hang out with me while I get all this painting done. So let's get it. Anybody else wake up this morning in just the most absolutely amazing mood? Because I did today. Somehow the air feels cleaner and freer. And I don't know, just optimism is back, man. Optimism, we're back, baby, we're back. I don't know. I'm just in a really happy mood today. I was even talking about it a little bit when we did Real Talk. I just woke up in a freaking excellent mood today. And like the world feels like it's got a buzz or something. There's a buzz about the world. Anyway, just thought I'd share. You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna paint under here. So I should probably put a line of tape right there. I'm gonna go grab some tape. All right, now I could be a little bit more willy-nilly.
You know, it's funny how we're all so sure we're going to end up exactly where we planned. We start out with this mental blueprint of how life's supposed to go, confident that nothing will get in the way. We think, I'll go here, do this, become that, as if life is just waiting around, ready to be exactly what we ordered. But have you ever noticed that life has a funny way of improvising? It's like trying to read a mystery novel with unexpected plot twists right when you think you know the story. You start out sure of the path you're on, and then one day, you're looking around wondering, how did I get here? Take this house, for example. I mean, here I am with a paintbrush in my hand, covering up what I've just done and adding yet again something new. Another fresh start with every swipe. I didn't see myself doing this, didn't expect to be standing here making these changes, but here I am, living proof that change can show up in unexpected places, right down to the paint color you never thought you'd choose. For a long time, we lived in Las Vegas, a city that's as far from forests and small towns as you can get. We grew up with the neon lights, the endless noise, the whole city buzzing like it never needed sleep. It was exciting, but eventually, we found ourselves longing for something different, dreaming of quiet, of slower mornings, of waking up to trees instead of high-rises. We started to imagine what it'd be like to live where nature still takes the spotlight, where we'd have a space to breathe. We'd been making plans to move to a plot of land surrounded by trees, thinking maybe someday. Then came COVID, and it was like someone took that plan and threw it into a blender. Everything got turned upside down, and it wasn't just for us, but the entire world. All the routines and comforts we'd relied on had vanished. So we finally asked ourselves, what do we have to lose? And in the middle of all of that chaos, we took a leap of faith. And that's the thing about change. We always think it's going to take something away from us, away from what's comfortable, away from our friends, our family, everything we've ever known. But I've learned that change doesn't just take. Sometimes it adds in ways we've never expected. It gave us a life where we wake up to birds instead of alarms, and new friends who get why we traded the city lights for a quiet sunrise over the trees. Painting this house reminds me of that. Each brushstroke is a new layer, covering up but also adding something we didn't know we needed. It's a strange mix of saying goodbye and hello at the same time. And every time I dip the paintbrush back into the can, I feel like I'm making the place more ours. It's a fresh coat, a new chapter, and maybe even a reminder that we're not afraid to keep trying new things, even if we don't always know how they'll turn out. One of the best things I ever did was say yes to things that I'd usually pass on. Like the time I had to climb up onto the roof and install the boards during this build. Now, I'm not exactly a fan of heights. I've always preferred solid ground where my feet are safely connected to the earth. Thank you very much. But there we were, trying to finish up this cabin, and I knew I couldn't let Gary down and I had to get up there. So up I went, one cautious step at a time, clutching everything stable, trying not to think about the height. And as I started screwing in the boards and lining everything up, something shifted. My focus on the work itself took over, and somehow the fear shrank. When I finally climbed down, I felt a rush of accomplishment. I hadn't conquered a mountain, it was just a rooftop, but the sense of pride was the same. As it turns out, facing fears, even if it's just a rooftop, can open up a sense of strength that you didn't know you had. It's like each change we go through peels back a layer, letting us discover more about who we are. Even the changes we don't want, the ones we resist, they end up teaching us something. Like how I'm learning that painting a house is just as much about letting go as it is about making something new. Every brushstroke means trusting that something better is going to take shape. And that brings me to gratitude. Because if we're being honest, gratitude isn't about looking at everything with rose-colored glasses. It's about appreciating things even when they don't go as planned. It's about saying, this didn't turn out how I expected, but I'm grateful for what it's given me. In the midst of all these changes, one thing that's kept us grounded is the strengthening of our walk with God. As we've embraced this journey, we've learned so much about forgiveness, starting with forgiving our own past and everything that's hurt us along the way. There's a lot of freedom in letting go of old hurts, and it's something we didn't realize we needed until we started leaning into it. We're still learning. No one's perfect at all, and it's not always easy to lean into faith. But when we do, when we truly trust the process, we're always happy that we did. It's brought us grace, gratitude, and a deeper understanding of what it means to forgive and move forward. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: change is going to happen. Life's going to take your plan, crumble it up, and throw it into the wind. And when that happens, you have two choices. You can stand there and watch it blow away, or you can start to follow where it leads. Because sometimes that breeze is blowing you somewhere even better than you could have imagined. So next time life hands you a detour, try to enjoy the ride. You might just end up somewhere incredible, like standing in front of a freshly painted house you never thought you'd call home, or on a rooftop you never thought you'd conquer. And if all else fails, remember, even if you're shaking all the way to the top, sometimes the view from there is worth every bit of the climb.
All right, I was able to get all of that stuff done, and I did take off the tape, and from where I'm standing, I think it gives it that pop that it definitely needed. Check this out. What do you think, guys? A big part of me wants to go ahead and do the vinyl windows that are down here just on the bottom, right? So that way the windows will match the door, will match the pillars, and everything will be matchy-matchy. However, there's gonna be a lot more prep involved for the vinyl than I'm able to do today. The sun actually is already going down. I didn't start on this until this afternoon, and honestly, I'm really happy with how it's progressed so far. And we're gonna keep working on down here and keep at it as the days progress on. Gary is on the hunt now for some cedar trees that we can cut, and we're gonna make our own trim. So Gary and I would like to cut down a nice cedar tree and put it right here in the door frame, going like this, and then over and then down, and then also use the same type of wood for the windows. So you're not really gonna see a lot of this cut in. There'll be a tree like right here. So it'll kind of actually stick out and around too, if we could find the one that would fit there really well. The whole idea is essentially to make it look like there's a tree header right there. If that makes any sense. I'm not always the best at explaining stuff, but if you know, you know. That's gonna be coming here really soon though, to kind of finish and finalize down here until further notice. I really like how it's turning out. The extra color on these caps gives it just that pop that I was looking for, that it really needed down here. Now, there was one thing that was kind of a fail. I taped everything up, but I'm not sure what happened. As I was pulling some of the tape, it definitely didn't make nice, crisp, pretty lines like I was hoping for. Look, it's like blobbed all down here and stuff, and it's still kind of wet, so I'm literally just gonna leave it alone right now. I still have a whole lot of this color left too. So maybe tomorrow or sometime I'll come in with a brush and I'll just cut in right there without any tape or anything and kind of clean up that line. I've got lines just like that one all over the place. So I'm definitely gonna have some cleanup work to do. I tried with the taping, man, but it just was a fail. The paint was going behind it and meh, it is what it is. I still think that down here looks absolutely beautiful with the color pop. I want to thank you guys for suggesting that to me. I don't always take every single one of your guys' suggestions for one reason or another, but this one sounded like a great idea and I absolutely love the turnout. If you guys have any other good ideas for us, make sure to drop it down in the comment section. You never know what I'm going to decide.